So, dear students, so today our topic is anatomy and physiology of thalamus as well as the hypothalamus. Thalamus, it is also known as the relay stations. So, like a mobile tower, so it is helpful for to communicate the persons each other. Okay, so with the we are communicate each other through a mobile. So that mobiles are interconnected between the different persons with the help of the mobile towers. Okay, so mobile towers here acts as the relation. It can receive the inputs and give the outputs to the other persons or many persons. So like that, so in our brain, thalamus it act as a relay station. It can receive the input and send output to the different parts of the brain. For example, so during the locomotions or equilibrium or balancing of the body, certain body movements are there regarding our hand, regarding our head, regarding our facial expression. So those all are regulated by the cerebrums, but locomotion initiated by the limbic system, and as well as what type of locomotion is required, whether it is a running, whether it is a sitting, whether it is a walking, or that is slow motions or speed motions. So like that message was integrated in the cerebral cortex that was reaches to the our legs or hands through a thalamus. Thalamus receives the message from the cerebral cortex and give output to cerebellum. Then cerebellum take the those inputs from the thalamus and integrate each which one, so that it can balance the all the initiations from the cerebral cortex or limbic systems. Okay, so then once again it gives output to the thalamus, then thalamus sends to different parts of the brain. According to that only our facial expressions are regulated during the locomotions, our hand movements are regulated during the locomotion. So like that, so any movements, okay, for examples to hearing some anything, so automatic our head will be the movement is there. Okay, listening some things, give the good response or give the facial response. So there is a different parts of brain, so they are unique in the single movement or single function, so that was interconnected each other, the different parts of the brain. So that is the work of the thalamus. It can receive the inputs from one part and send output to the another part. Okay, so due to that all the parts of the brain, so they are work in the unique directions. So that is the work of the thalamus. So that's why the thalamus is known as the relay stations for the our brain or our CNS. Okay, so next we can go for the, so regarding the anatomy of thalamus. So thalamus is known as a inner chamber. Okay, so it is measure about 3 centimeter, that is 1.2 inch in the length, and it was make up of 80% of the diencephalons. So diencephalon, it is the parts of the four brains. So diencephalon, it consists of thalamus, hypothalamus, metathalamus, subthalamus. Okay, so these are the various regions are parts of the diencephalon. So that parts among 80%, so that was the thalamus. So that's why thalamus make up to 80% of the diencephalon. So regarding the its length, it is about only 3 centimeter or 1.2 inch in our brains. But its work, it work is a lot of it is having the functions. It can regulate the alt or it can participate in the all type of the activities that was regulated through a brain, because it is a inner chamber or it is acts as the relay stations. Okay, so thalamus, it is a small structure, so in the center of the brain, so that acts as the relay center for both sensory as well as the motor informations. It means thalamus receives the sensory information as well as involved in the regulations of the resending of the motor informations. So sensory motor information that was gathered or but supplied by the cerebral cortex, so those all are passes through the thalamus. So that's why the thalamus it was mainly participate in the both sensory as well as the motor information. So regarding the exact location, the thalamus is the part of the diencephalon. That is, it comprises about 80% of the diencephalon. It is located in the forebrain, present in the just above the midbrain. The thalamus, it mainly present or located in the forebrain, are also present in the just above the midbrain, or it is present in the both hemisphere. So cerebral cortex, it was divided into two hemisphere, left as well as the right hemisphere. So in the just above the midbrain, so in the both hemisphere, the thalamus is located. It means it is located both the left as well as the right hemisphere. Okay, so the thalamus, still the exact location is, it is just below the corpus callosum. So corpus callosum, so it is the certain threads like structure, okay, or nerve fibers. So they are connected both left as well as the right hemisphere. Okay, so all you learn in the cerebral cortex or cerebral hemisphere. So they are made up of the two hemisphere, left as well as right. So they're interconnected with the help of a certain type of the fibers. So that was known as the corpus callosum. So just below the corpus callosum, that is the location of the thalamus. So thalamus, it is present in the both, where that is the both hemisphere, left as well as the right hemisphere, and the both thalamus, so they are separated by the third ventricles. So third ventricle, it is the one ventricles. So in our brain we having the four ventricle. The first two are the lateral ventricle, then another is the third ventricle and fourth ventricle. So ventricle nothing but, so these are the special cavities. So those are present in the brain. So they are filled with the special type of fluid. So that fluid was known as the cerebrospinal fluid. So in your brain we having special cavities. So those cavities, so they are filled with the that is CSF, and that CSF, it can nourishes the brain. So it can supply the nutrition, it can supply the oxygen, as well as it was involved in the defense mechanism, because cerebrospinal fluid, it is also consist of the certain immunoglobulins. So they are involved in the inactivating of the microorganisms. Among them, the third ventricle is the one type of the ventricles or cavity. So this third ventricle, it can separate the both the thalamus, right thalamus as well as the left thalamus. So that is the locations of the thalamus, and thalamus is the relay station. Just is it can receive the inputs and give the outputs to the different parts of the body. Not sorry, different parts of the brain. So regarding the nuclei of thalamus, nuclei nothing but the group of the neurons. So their work in the unique functions. Okay, certain groups are there. That is the neuron. The thalamus is also consist of the neurons. Our brain, it consists of the structural functional unit that was known as the neurons. So whatever the neurons, so they are present in thalamus, so they grouped each other. So those are known as the nuclei. So here the thalamus, it consists of both sensory nuclei, motor nuclei, certain non-functional nuclei, so many nuclei. So they are grouped together. So they are involved in that work in the unique directions or unique functions. So now we discuss regarding the sensory nuclei. So those are present in the thalamus. So regarding the first one, that was known as the ventropost, that is the posterior lateral. So that was written as the VPL. So this nuclei, it can receive the inputs regarding the sensory functions. Okay, sensory means, so whatever the changes is occurs in the organ, so that was formed in the form of the information or impulses, and those are known as the sensory stimuli or sensory impulses. Regarding motor, certain answer was generated by the cerebral cortex. So they are back reached to the different parts of the brain are different organs, and those are known as the motor impulses or motor stimuli. Okay, so here this part, that is this nuclei, that is the VPL, it can receive the inputs from the spinothalamic tract and medial lemniscus. So spinothalamic are, it was mainly involved in the coordinations with the spinal cord. Okay, spinal cord, it can give the informations regarding the movement of the leg, because spinal cord mainly regulate the functions of the skeletal muscle. Okay, especially those are present in the leg and hand and as well as in the respiratory tracts. So they take the movements, they note down the leg movement, because there is need to adjust the certain functions of the heart, certain nutrition to supply to the leg. Okay, so that was answer was generated by the what can do. So that was generated by the cerebral cortex. So that reaches to the heart, then heart can supply more blood towards the leg, then only leg was possible to regulate the locomotion. So that sensory stimuli from the leg, what they are doing, whether they are under the rest, whether they are walking, whether they are running. Okay, according to that, there is need to adjust the cardiac output. So that was issued by the thalamus from the spinothalamic tract, then supplied to cerebral cortex, then it can involved in the integration. So like that, so this VPL nuclei, it can receive the impulses or sensory stimuli inputs from the spinothalamic tract as well as the medial lemnicus, and as well as good the outputs to the primary sensory cortex. It is one of the sensory area of the cerebral cortex. It was mainly involved in the regulations of the locomotions, already you learned in the cerebral cortex regarding the anatomy physiology of the cerebral hemisphere. It consists of motor area as well as sensory area, then certain supporting areas. So regarding the primary sensory cortex, it was involved in regulations of the locomotions. Okay, so here the thalamus or this VPL nuclei of the thalamus, it gives the outputs to the primary sensory cortex that can gather from the spinothalamic tract as well as the medial laminus. And that's why, so these parts of the thalamus are nuclei. It was involved in the regulations of the somatic sensations for the contralateral body. So that was regarding the movements of the body. So that were regulated by the these parts of the thalamus. Next one is the VPM, that is the ventropostromedial nuclei, that was denoted as the VPM. It got the inputs from the trigeminothalamic tract as well as the pontine test area. Pontine is the one type of the area, so that was involved in the regulations of the test or as well as regulations in the inspiration expirations. And trigeminal, it was involved in the regulations of the tongue functions regarding the test, regarding the tongue movement, regarding the speech. So that was regulated by the trigeminal tract or trigeminal nerve. So that's why, so these parts of thalamus, it was got the inputs from the trigeminothalamic tract as well as the pontine test area and send outputs, okay, to the primary sensory cortex. Then it was involved in the regulations of the somatic sensations for contralateral face as well as the taste, facial expressions, facial movements. Okay, that was regulated by the, so this EPM are involved, this EPM nuclei, and as well as the taste. So regarding the next nuclei, that was known as the MGN, that is medial geniculate. So it can got the inputs from the brachium of the inferior colliculus, then it can give the outputs to the primary auditory cortex, then it was involved in the regulations of the hearings. Okay, so this nuclei, it can got the inputs from the brachium inferior colliculus, that was involved in the regulations of the hearings. Okay, it was mainly present in the temporal lobe. Okay, then it can take the inputs from that parts of the temporal lobe and send outputs to the primary auditory cortex, then it was involved in the regulations of the hearing. So next one, that is the LGN, lateral geniculate LGN. it was got the inputs from the optic tract from the eye, or it regulate the visions and give outputs to the primary visual cortex. Okay, it was present in the occipital loops where it can use the outputs. Then it was involved in the regulations of the visions. Then pulvinar nuclei, so it can got the inputs from the lateral medial geniculate body, that is LGB and MGB, as well as superior inferior colliculus. So that's why it was give the outputs to the visual associations cortex. It was work along with the primary visual cortex regarding in the visions and visual memory. So that's why, so this pulvinar nuclei of the thalamus, it was involved in the regulations of the visual process or vision simply. So next, regarding the motor nuclei of the thalamus, so they are mainly three types. The ventrolateral, denoted as the VL, it can got the inputs from the cerebellum and basal ganglia and give outputs to the primary motor cortex. Then it was involved in the modulations, coordinations of the movements. So during the movements, certain modulations is there regarding the movements of the leg, movements of the eye, movement of the head. Okay, so these all are coordinations. So those are required for the movements of the body, that was regulated by the ventrolateral. If any problem in the ventrolateral, then we are suffering from the paralysis or many other disorders. Okay, so next one is the VA, that is the ventroanterior nuclei. It can got the inputs from the basal ganglia, give outputs to the premotor cortex. Okay, basal ganglia, it is another parts of the brain. It was involved in the specially to equilibriums, balancing up the body. Okay, so here, so this thalamus, it can got the inputs from basal ganglia, give outputs to the premotor cortex. Okay, so that was present in the frontal lobe. So then it was involved in the regulations of initiations and planning of movement, or it can take the judgment decision what can it do during the movements or during the certain locomotions of the body. So that is the work of the ventroanterior nuclei. So next one is the ventro intermediate nuclei, that is VI. It can got the inputs from the cerebellum and give outputs to the primary motor cortex. So that's why it was involved in the coordinations of the movement, because cerebellum mainly involved in the regulations, the equilibriums and coordinations of, that is the movements, initiations and terminations, then certain movements of the eye, head or hands during the movement, that all were regulated, initiated by cerebellum. And with this is the ventro intermediate, it can got inputs from the cerebellum and give the output to the primary motor cortex. Then it was involved in the coordinations of the body movement. So next one, so regarding the limbic and non-specific projections nuclei. Okay, so that's, they are once again, they are four in numbers. There is the anterior, denoted as the ANT. Then it was got the inputs from the mammillothalamic tract and involved in the uh, that give the outputs to the cingulate cortex. Then it was involved in the regulations of memory storage and emotions. So this part, it was directly indirectly involved in the regulations of memory process as well as the emotions. Then mediodorsal, that is denoted as MD, it can got the inputs from the temporal lobe, amygdala, then hypothalamus. So these all are mainly involved in the regulations of the cognitive functions and locomotions. That is the movements. Okay, so that's why it gives the outputs to the prefrontal cortex, then involved in the regulations of motivations, drive, as well as the emotional expressions or emotions. Next one is the centromedian, that was denoted as the CM. It got the inputs from the slow pain pathways and give outputs to the non-specific cortical projection. Then it was involved in the regulations of emotional content of the pain. So during the pain, certain emotions are there in our body, in our face. Our body movements were changes during the pain. So that was regulated by the, or involved the rule of the centromedian by got the inputs from the slow pain pathway from the different parts of the organ where the pain is present, then give outputs to the non-specific cortical projection, then that was involved in the to show the emotions so during the pain. Next one is the intralaminar nuclei. Okay, it got the inputs from the reticular activating system, so it was involved in the regulations of the cognitive functions, reactions functions, IQ. Then basal ganglia, that is equilibriums, then balancing of the body, many others are there. Then other thalamic nuclei. Okay, it can got the inputs from the also other thalamic nuclei, then send outputs to the prefrontal cortex. Then it was involved in the to integrate the somatic as well as the visceral sense regarding the movement. Somatic means related to the locomotions, movements of the body. Then as well as visceral related to the visions. So there are certain sense are there, so they are regulated by this part. Then as well as it was responsible for to alerting the effects of RAS. Okay, RAS, that is a reticular activating here system. It is one involved in the to regulations of the cognitive functions and reaction time. So reaction time to the answer certain problems or calculations of the judgment, that's certain answers, okay, for the problem. So that all are regulated by the RAS. And this RAS, it was work along with the intralaminar nucleus. So next one is the reticular nuclei, especially that is the RAS nuclei. So they are involved in the regulations of the reticular formations. Then first one is the reticular nuclei. It can got the inputs from the brain stem reticular formation and give the output to the whole of cerebral cortex. All part of the cerebral cortex, gives the outputs. Then it was involved in the formations of reticular activating systems or certain functions of the RAS. Then next one is the intralaminar or centromedian nuclei. It can give got the inputs from the brainstem reticular formation, give outputs to the thalamic nuclei and as well as the corpus statum. So corpus statum, it is one of another parts of the brain, or it is the consist of certain nuclei. So this corpus statum, it can got the inputs from the cerebral cortex as well as basal ganglia and involved in the regulations of the body movement, locomotions, cognitive functions, language skills, emotions. Okay, so these all functions, so that was balanced by the corpus statums. Any problem in the corpus statums, then we are suffering from the Parkinson disease, that is the shaking movements of the body, tremors, then the placid, unable to relax the hands, they are always present in the banding movements or banding positions. That is the malfunctions of the corpus statums. And here, so this intralaminar centromedian, it can got the inputs from brainstem and give the outputs to the corpus statum. So that's what was involved in the regulations of the various language skills, locomotions, emotions, many others, writing skills, speaking skills. Okay, so that's what was involved in the regarding the awareness of painful as well as stimulate the thalamic level and many other locomotions, language skills, and as well as the emotions. So these are the various nuclei, those are present in the thalamus. So now we can discuss regarding the functions of thalamus. So thalamus, it mainly acts as the sensory relay stations for all sensory pathway expect of flexions. It was do not involved in the to reduce the smell impulses or informations. Okay, then as well as it is the subcortical centers for pain propathic sensation, that's what is involved in the regulations of the pain, and also responsible for maintaining the conscious alerting response of the RAS. Okay, whatever RAS system, it is also it can give the alert to us. Okay, it can give the aura regarding the in advance regarding certain changes in our body. So that was maintained by the thalamus also along with the RAS. Then as well as it was involved in the regulations to control the muscular movement, and also it was involved in the regulations of the sleep, and as well as it was involved in the regulations of the recent memory and emotions by involving along with the Pepe circuit, and also responsible for regulations of personality and social behavior by connections with the hypothalamus and prefrontal cortex, and also it was involved in the to concern with the language and speech by connections with the hypothalamus and prefrontal cortex along with the corpus statums. Then also it was play an important role in the generations of the EEG waves. So is another type of waves, they are present in the brain, they are helpful for to note down the brain functions. Then also it was involved in the regulations of perceptions of the sexual sensations. So these are the various functions of the thalamus. So thalamus is the relay stations, so it can got the inputs from the various parts of the brains and give the outputs to the different parts of the brain. So that's why all the functions of the brain, there is the rule of the thalamus. If any problem in the thalamus, then all our motor activities and sensory activities, they are the abnormal. Okay, it is only small part, it was about only 3 centimeter in the length. So next one, so regarding the anatomy and physiology of hypothalamus. So hypothalamus, it is the small portions located just below the thalamus. Okay, so in the Latin, hypo means under. So under the thalamus, one part is there. So that part was known as the hypothalamus. So hypothalamus is a small part. It was present just below the thalamus, but its function is the variety or many more functions are there. It mainly control the functions of the all the glands, all the endocrine secretion. So their secretion is mainly depending upon the pituitary gland, and pituitary gland functions and secretions hormones from the pituitary gland, so that was depending upon the hypothalamus or hypothalamic hormone. So that's why, so hypothalamus, it was involved in the regulations of the all the body functions, so that was regulated through a endocrine system. And hypothalamus, it is also play an important role to regulations of the ANS. So ANS, that is the autonomic nervous system, it consists of parasympathetic nervous system and sympathetic nervous system. So both systems, so they are involved in the regulations of the body functions. And ANS function, that was regulated or that was depending upon the hypothalamus. So that's why hypothalamus is the small portions, but it can regulate the variety of the functions or lot of the functions of the body. Okay, so hypothalamus, it was mainly divided into 4 regions. That is the mammillary regions, then tubular regions, supraoptic regions and preoptic regions. So like that, the hypothalamus, it was mainly categorized or divided into 4 regions, and these regions, so they are consist of the special type of the nuclei. So regarding the mammillary regions, it consists of the mammillary body's nuclei, posterior hypothalamic nuclei, then it is involved in the regulations of sleep, wakefulness, smell, temperature regarding the heat gain center, then as well as the ANS functions. Regarding the tubular regions, it consists of the dorsomedial nucleus, ventromedial nucleus, then arcuate nucleus. So that's why, so this region is involved in the regulations of the adrenal medulla functions, hunger and food intake also regulated by tubular regions or hypothalamus, and sexual functions is also regulated by the tubular regions of the hypothalamus. Then supraoptic region is consist of nuclei like the paraventricular nucleus, supraoptic nucleus, anterior hypothalamic nucleus, and suprachiasmatic nucleus. Then it was involved in the regulations of posterior pituitary hormones and adrenal functions. Then also involved in the regulations of ADH and water intake, and also involved in regulations of temperature regarding the heat loss center. Then also involved in the regulations of biological clock or circadian rhythms. Next one is the preoptic region. It consists of nuclei like medial preoptic nuclei and lateral preoptic nuclei. So that's why it was involved in the regulations of that is autonomic activities like a regulations of body temperature, regulations of hunger, food intake, and water intake. So like that, the hypothalamus, it was involved in the regulations of the various functions through a different types of the nuclei with the help of the these 4 regions like a mammillary regions, tubular regions, supraoptic regions as well as the preoptic regions. So next ones. So regarding the connections of the hypothalamus, so hypothalamus mainly it can receive the inputs from the limbic cortex, hippocampus, amygdala, then frontal cortex, global pallidus, thalamus, reticular formations, and retina. Okay, then give the outputs to the internucleus, midbrain, reticular formations, dorsomedial nucleus of thalamus, frontal cortex, posterior pituitary. So that's why it was interconnected with the all the parts of the brain. Some parts it can receive the inputs, and to the some parts it can give the output. So that's why the hypothalamus it was involved in the regulations of the all body functions and all brain functions. So regarding the functions, so hypothalamus mainly involved in the regulations of the sound, taste, smell as well as somatic receptors. Okay, so regarding the body movements or functions, hypothalamus it was play an important role in the secretions of the anti-pituitary hormones by secreting the various hormones like a GRH it is required for the secretions of growth hormone, TRS it is required for secretion of thyroid stimulating hormone, CRH and GnRH they are required for the secretions of thyroid stimulating hormone as well as the corticotropic hormones ACTH, then as well as the there is FSH and LH. They are depending upon the CRHN and GnRH. So that's why the hypothalamus it was mainly to regulate the secretions of the hormones from the anterior pituitary gland. And hypothalamus it was also involved in the regulations of the body temperature and also regulations of the food intake. And hypothalamus also involved in the to monitor the water, that's what is involved in the regulations of the water balance, and as well as it can monitor the hormones level, then it's all involved in the regulations of the hormones with the help of the hypothalamic hormones or with the help of the anterior pituitary hormones and posterior pituitary hormones. So hypothalamus also integrate the functions of the autonomic nervous system. What autonomic functions are there? So that is also role of the hypothalamus. And hypothalamus also promotes the visceral responses to the emotional situations. Okay, it was mainly involved in the organ functions, regulate the organ functions during the any emotional situations or during the emergency conditions, because it is mainly consist of the ANS, and among the ANS it is mainly consist of the that is sympathetic nervous system, so that is secret the adrenaline, and adrenaline is known as the stress response hormones. So that's why any emergency or any emotion situation it can protect the organs by involving the secretions of the adrenaline. So that's why hypothalamus it was play an important role to regulate the or protect the visceral organs during the stress or emotional situations. And also hypothalamus it was play an important role regulations of the biological clock or regulate the body rhythms. For examples, in the early morning we can wake up, so in the night time after 10 o'clock 11 o'clock daily in the same time you can got the sleep. So these all movements, so those are regulated by the biological clock. Or every morning we can feel the hunger exactly 10 o'clock, or 1 o'clock we need to take the some food, and evening we need to take the some tea. So these all are the movements, that is the activities of the body, so that was regulated by the one clock in our body. So that clock was known as the biological clock, and biological clock was regulated by the or its function was depending upon the schematic nucleus. So that schematic nucleus which was present in the hypothalamus. So that's why hypothalamus it was involved in the regulations of all the body rhythms by regulating the biological clock. If any problem in hypothalamus and all our body functions are the abnormal. And hypothalamus it also regulate the feeling of the rage as well as the aggressions. And thalamus hypothalamus also involved in the regulations of the feeding center, then sciatic center as well as the thrust. It means it is involved in the regulations of feeding, that is it was regulations of the food intakes or hunger, then satiety center certain the body movements are working processing memory, then involving regulations of the water intake, that is the functions of the hypothalamus. And hypothalamus is also maintain the alertness and as well as the sleep patterns. So it is mainly also it was involved the regulations of sleep and also involved the regulations of the alertness due to presence of the various nucleus. So this is the regarding the functions of the hypothalamus. So in the next class